Okay, now that we have Python installed already, we can now open Visual Studio Code. You don't have to use Visual Studio, that's the editor of my choice, but you can go to Google or, well, the Explorer and find something else. For example, there is IntelliJ. I cannot, well, I don't find IntelliJ. That's, oh yeah, IntelliJ IDE. You can download this one. You can even use only notes, only the notepad, and type here your code. It's up to you how you feel comfortable typing, coding. Okay, now we're gonna go to the main page and click where it says documentation, then click on docs, and down here we have a bunch of handy links. You can come here and whenever you feel comfortable with Python and you feel like you can go ahead and learn something new, you can come here and there are links for beginner, moderate, advanced, and general purposes. Let's say books, tutorials. For now, we're gonna come down here and click where it says tutorial. Make sure up here to choose the right version. In our case is 3.11. That's the version we're working with. And down here, we're gonna go where it says an informal introduction to Python. Okay, now here it is gonna tell us some basic operation that we can do with numbers, also what we can do with text. So first we need to create a new file. You can come here, open your folder. You have to create a new folder and then open it with VS Code. In my case, I have a bunch of folders. I'm gonna open my folder, and then on top of this list, on the number of your folder, there is an icon that says new file. Click on it and you can create your new file and just name it as you want. In my case, I'm gonna call it tf.py. Make sure to type always at the end .py. That's the extension of the Python files. Okay. Can I just get rid of that? Okay, that's it. I'm gonna save it. I don't know. Okay, whatever. I don't know how to make that disappear, but yeah, I just typed something. Let's type some of this. We have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. We also have floor division, which discards the fraction part. What it's after the floating point. We also have floating points, of course, and we have this operation that allows us to get only the remainder and skip the integer part. In this case would be something like 0.666 and discarding the 5. Okay. And let's try something. For example, this one. This is 5 squared. Okay, let's try something like that. First, we need to declare a variable. Just call it whatever you want. For example, first variable, okay, equals to, I don't know, maybe 4, and then second variable, and call it, equals to, I don't know, this one can even be text. For example, when you declare text, it has to be using single quotes or double quotes. No matter what you use, the result is gonna be the same. Okay, so it's gonna be, I don't know, maybe just word. and yeah, and another variable, just call it x equals what would it be, 12. Okay, and save it. And down here we're gonna perform some of these test operations. For example, addition. No, okay, that's too easy. Let's try something like this. Yeah, and elevate a number to a power of 7 or square. Okay, so it will be something like this. First variable, okay, times 2, and then assign it to a new variable. Yeah, a new variable, y equals this, and then print, open a tuple. Well, this gonna be the argument for this function. This is a built-in function. Python comes with a bunch of built-in functions, so we don't have to program those functions. They're just there in your installation. Okay, and now just press Y, save it, and down here we're gonna type Python, leave a space, and then tf, I mean it was dot backslash in my case, tf.py, or you can just type tf and it auto completes the command, and then hit enter, and we have the result. What was the result? Okay, it was 4 times 4 equals 16. Okay, but there is another way to do this, and I actually wonder why that method is not here. That is the pow method. You just have to type pow, and then what was first variable, and then comma, and then the power that we're gonna work with. In this case is just 2. Save it and hit the up arrow in your keyboard. That way we have the last command that we typed. Hit enter and we have the same result. Okay, and what else do we have here? Okay, here there's nothing really special about numbers. I guess you might expect something like this. And let's go to text. As I already said, we can specify text using single quotes or double quotes. For example, just call it, I don't know, maybe more text, something like that, equals 2, and we have spaces. Spaces are text, of course. Leave some spaces and type, I don't know, this is a message, this is a test, like that. And actually I'm gonna use single quotes, and then use double quotes here. Okay, I have an extra single quote, and then use double quotes inside. And let's see what we got. Okay, instead of printing y, we're gonna print the variable called more text. I actually like it without the r. More text. Save it, and then press the up arrow again, and then hit enter, and it says this is a test. Oh yeah, a test. Okay, and that's it. Yeah, another way. Okay, yeah, this is useful. Yeah. Okay, second line. Okay, by using backslash and end, the end word, I mean the end character, we can specify that we're gonna be using the second line and stop writing in the current line. Okay, let's see how it works. For example, this is a test, and then I'm gonna press the backslash and then type something else. For example, this is the second line. Save it, run our code again, and it says this is a test, this is the second line. Okay, just like that. Whenever you wanna write something under, or I mean below a message, just use this command. We can use it even, yeah, we don't have any limit to use it. So let's type backslash and there, no, this is a, I'm gonna call it, I don't know, maybe something like whatever, yeah, end of the message. Save it and then run the code again. This is a test, this is the second line, end of the message, and that's it. 1, 2, 3. Okay. What else do we have here? This is another way of writing text. You use print and then type triple double quotes followed by a backslash, and then you can start formatting your any table or some information, and it's gonna be displayed the same way you just typed it. Okay. And yeah, you can also concatenate two strings. Text is called a string. In other words, it is a string of characters. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And we can access the indexes, the positions of each character, and just get the character that is stored in that position, because strings are stored in something like vectors. So if you type for example motex and the index of 1, we might get just an empty space. Let's try this out. Yeah, motex and the brackets, square brackets, and what was this? 1, 2, 3. Okay, 2. Print motex and the index 2 from motex actually. So again, run the code, and we get, apparently we get nothing, but we're actually getting the space that it's in the position in the index 2. Okay, if we press index 0, which is the beginning, in programming we always start counting from 0. So if we print it, we're gonna get another space. If we print 3, save it, and then run the code again, we get the double quotes. Okay, that's it. We also have negative indexation, but that only means that we are going backwards from the end to the beginning. And the way I like to remember this is like if the positive indexes were pushing the characters and the negative indexes were leading the character back to the origin. That's the way I like to picture this in my mind, to remember it more easily. Okay. And yeah, and that's it. We can also select some positions. For example, what's the beginning of our position and what's the end of position, excluding the last one. Okay, let me see how is it done up here. It was over here. I don't quite remember what it was. Yeah, you can type, for example, in this case, the word is Python, and it says word from 2, and the position 2 is included, but the 5 is excluded, so it only prints so. Okay. And yeah, what else do we have here? We have lists. List is another type of variables that we're going to be working with. A list is just a group of items. They don't have to be numbers. They can be anything. objects and numbers. By object I mean objects from object-oriented programming, and yeah, we're gonna discuss that way later. Okay, for now we're only gonna be working with numbers and characters. Okay, and so let's try something. I'm gonna define my list, and it can even be an empty list, like that. Okay, and down here I can assign values to it. Okay, for example, let's try something. I can just add characters, just like my list plus equal. This means I'm gonna be adding new items, and those are gonna be 1, 2, 3. Let's see how it goes, and then print my list. Okay, save it and print it. And yeah, we have 1, 2, 3 added to it. We also have the append method, which allows us to add a new element to it. Okay, let's see how is it done. Just type the name of your list dot and then append. This is gonna add a new element to your list. It can be text, as I already said. For example, my list dot append, and then tuple. We're gonna include the new element. In this case, it could be text. Okay, so double quotes or single quotes, no matter what you choose, and then I don't know, a new element. Save it and run it. And yeah, we already added a new element to the list. Okay, yeah, that's it for now.